Hi. Welcome to Other Unbiased. Our mission is to put forward thought-provoking concepts, ideas, and analysis on a range of subjects. In this episode, we discuss why Sub-Saharan Africa has so far struggled to establish diverse industry, and in particular manufacturing, given the wealth of natural resources that are sought after from other continents. Industry in Sub-Saharan Africa. Written by Gary Nardi. What is it with development in Sub-Saharan Africa? And I don't mean growing food, or the semblance of stable government, or even some sort of decorum between tribes and factions and nations. This is about the ability to make something from nothing. The ability to convert natural resources, typically from mining, into value-added, polished, and finished desirable goods. And all this, by native, homebred, locally educated folk. Perhaps therein lie the hint. Education, structures, culture, the non-challenging and non-confrontational tradition to elders, which by the way, is basically the show of humility, respect and honor. However, it may be having an adverse effect on development, as outdated notions are slow to change, and would often take multiple generations to morph into a full paradigm shift. As always, for brevity, we won't dissect every single option out there or even compare them. However, consider this proposition as food for thought. According to the World Bank, Sub-Saharan Africa is home to more than 1 billion people, half of whom will be under 25 years old by 2050. It is a diverse continent offering human and natural resources that have the potential to yield inclusive growth and eradicate poverty in the region. That said, the continent needs to consider ceasing the export of resources in its raw form, and insist to purchasing nations that wherever possible, the processing of the materials must start from the country of source. Governments must create conditions for natives to start enterprises aimed primarily at export, and with incentives to attract investment from other locals. Underpinning this move, ought to be policies to tackle the brain drain experienced by most nations. It's not uncommon that after years of study, postgraduate engineers and other key professionals would typically opt for non-impactful jobs in retail banking, or leave for better paid jobs abroad. The educational system needs to emphasize on problem solving, and the ability to apply acquired knowledge in well-paid industry positions, ahead of the service sector which largely self-regulates. Suffice to ask the following questions. 1. Will political leaders overlook tradition, and grasp the nettle in an attempt to accelerate reform in industry on the continent? 2. How can long-standing cronyism, nepotism and thus corruption, be combated and therefore level the playing field in business and industry? 3. Will the youth buy into a new and more productive way of education, embrace the ability to self-education, as well as a can-do attitude? 4. Can notions be challenged and elders be encouraged to seek the views of the youth as part of the decision-making process? 5. Will the peoples of the continent be patient, and understand the rationale for a different way of development compared to the approach taken by the West? 6. Will sustainability and the environment be at the heart of industrial advancement and economic growth? Perhaps it's time to consider overhauling how education and knowledge is applied in sub-Saharan African nations. What do you think? Let's have a debate. Share your feedback on our social media handles, at Other Unbiased, YouTube, and thank you for engaging with Other Unbiased.